What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon, the crypto universe. Today is Monday, October 2nd. Now, today is actually my birthday. I finally turned 38. And also in today's video, I want to start by sharing my birthday celebration by talking about Veefriends. We got to talk about Veefriends Series 1, Veefriends Series 2 NFTs, and also we got to talk about their collectibles within their cards. Yes, Veefriends has started a card collection. Now, what's great about this community is that it's a mix of both Web 2 and Web 3 people. What does that actually mean? Well, there are the Web 3 people that own these NFTs and they have certain benefits, but also the Web 2 community, which is quite amazing. I've never been around people who have been so helpful, a community that's been so responsive and answering all my questions, because again, this is a collection that I just have not paid attention to, has just been on my radar, but I've never really dived deep into it. But really, this has caught my attention. So I'm going to share everything with you in this very short, concise video, as easy as I can, because there's a lot of information. But again, this will be one of many videos that we're going to be covering of Veefriends. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the button, join our Patreon page, and most importantly, please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I will never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email, so please be careful and invest safely. So guys and girls, let's not waste any time. There's a lot to talk about. So Veefriends right now, there's a floor price of around 1.9 Ethereum. Now, just around yesterday, this was above 2 Ethereum. So right now there is a big whale that actually recently swept this collection underneath 2 Ethereum, but we're seeing a nice retracement back to those levels. Right now, I think I'm just gonna wait until this floor consolidates to an entry position that I feel very comfortable with, which is around 1 to 1.5 Ethereum, which I think it will get there at some point. You just have to wait. And I have heard some benefits evolving around the Veefriends Series 1 collection, which is this collection right here. There are certain benefits such as getting allocation to attend VCon, which is an actual conference and in real life meetup. Already 2 have happened, and now the third one is going to happen in August of 2024 here in Los Angeles, which is quite exciting. But also there have been some allocations such as free giveaways and all that jazz. So again, there's a lot that I can't really talk about because I'm still learning. But again, Veefriends Series 1 NFTs is something that I'm definitely looking to get a good entry price. But let's talk about Series 2, because that's actually a more affordable route, which is around 0.1 Ethereum. Now, the reason why I think there's a better entry price regarding these NFTs is because right now, based on what Blur is saying, there's around 55,000 of these NFTs compared to Series 1 that has roughly around 10,000 NFTs. So there's a smaller supply of Series 1 compared to Series 2. But nonetheless, I think that at these prices, I definitely think there's a good range. So if I were to suggest people to look for the best trades, you go over here to the left side and you go over to rarity. You can either look at the top 1%, which is a little bit pricier. Again, they're around 1 Ethereum or higher. Or you can go to the top 10%, which actually has a better entry point. Again, you can see things around 0.15, 0.12, so forth, so on. So again, I think these actually have better entry points. Again, the benefits I think could come out or announced later on down the road. But again, I think the community could best explain how this actually works. But again, this is something that I'm actually looking to get more exposure in is Series 2 before I get into Series 1. If you want to look at great rarities, again, you go ahead and pause this video. There's an amazing link that talks about these different characters at different prices. And the thing that I keep seeing the most is this green spot right here. Now you go ahead and pause the video if you want, because I don't know how old this is or this has been updated recently, but it tells you which have the best rarities. Right now, Focus Falcon on Series 2 is definitely one of the most treasured ones. We have very, very, very lucky Black Cat, which is something that I personally want to capture on my side. I want to find that on the floor. Empathy Elephant, so forth, so on. So there's a lot of different trades, a lot of different exciting characters that you should definitely look into. But before you do, we got to understand this other side, right? Which is the collectibles around the physical cards. So we're going to stop here and stop talking about NFTs. Let's start talking about these actual physical collectible cards, because I think that maybe this could be the Pokemon of Web 3. What does that actually mean? We do know that Pokemon is a huge card collectible community. Well, Veefriends seems like it's going to be heading in that road, but in the Web 3 world. And that's something that I think we really need to hop on really early on and understand this, because I don't think the train of NFTs, but also card collectibles is there yet. I think sooner or later, we're going to reach that bull market in 2024. So yes, there is the very first box, which is Veefriends X0 Cool. Now there's very few of these boxes out there, and also these boxes were selling around I think 4,000, and on secondary selling around 6,000 or higher. So again, it's really hard to come by these boxes and they're very expensive. But there's also the Veefriends Series 2 collectibles, which I think are very fun because it's taking these little hand drawings into real life graphic design art. So let's talk about that. So there are going to be these boxes out there. You might find them on eBay, which we will talk about in a little bit. But again, these boxes have around I think 13 decks. And these 13 decks could have a really amazing array of rarity cards, also common cards as well. Now this allows you can go ahead and pause the video here if you want to, but the different colored boxes determine the rarities of each of those cards. Depends on what you will get, but this gives you a great chart of what to expect. Right now I'm looking for the pink boxes. All right, there's orange, there's green, but I want to look for the pink boxes, and it's best to find them on eBay, which I will show you. But again, if you look at the characters on each one of these boxes, it goes to show you the type of rarity of box that you're going to get. And the biggest box, the most rare box you can get is the pink box with the black very lucky cat on it. So what can you find in these boxes? Yes, there's going to be 13 packs with 4 cards in each one of them, and again they're sorted in different rare items. But again, the lowest tier is around the yellow range background, and it kind of keeps going up into the most rarest, which is the green background as well. We call that the epic background. But again, there's some other characters such as the Persian cat that I'm looking out for. Now these Persian cats right now, people are losing their minds if they were able to find them, because this is one of the most sold items that I'm seeing on the secondary market. And just to go to show you the excitement, these people did a little reveal of opening their boxes, and look at the reaction when they ended up finding a Persian cat. And again, this is a yellow background common Persian cat character, and it goes to show you how fun that was for them to just discover that. And that's the euphoria that we're feeling, and that's something that I'm paying attention to. So if you're looking to buy some great cards, some collectible cards, let me share with you some tools. Now there's a website called courtyard.io. Now something I want to share with you about this website is that it's tokenizing physical cards. So people basically take their rare cards that they've had graded at certain services such as PSA or CGC, which we will talk about a little bit, and then they send these cards over to courtyard.io. These cards are stored in a vault that is insured and vaulted by Brinks. So these cards get lost, burned, or stolen somewhere in the midst of the cards being sent to you or them being lost, then they're going to be insured regardless, and you get your money back. So something that I noticed on here is that with all these different collectible cards with sports, but also Pokemon cards, you saw that Veefriends is in there. So I mean, Veefriends is right now being compared to some of the top tier collectible cards out there. It even has its own category. So I want to share with you a specific tool on Courtyard to best find the greatest rarities within this website. So if you go over to their search under the browse, and you go over to the grade section, choose anything between 9, 9.5 to 10. Again, you don't want to go anywhere below 9, because 9 is literally the breaking point between something that cannot resell on the secondary market or something that can sell in the secondary market but for lower value. Anything with a 9.5 to even 10 is something that you can definitely get a better return on investment. If you just select those and you select the Veefriends category under the collections tab, you'll find that there are some amazing grails. Like look at this one. This one's only for $55. And again, this is a great card they can end up getting for a really great deal. If you actually click on that actual card, you can see that right now this is a rare card PSA 9. So PSA is one of the services that determines what the quality of that card is, but this one for $55 is an absolute great steal. So once you sign in and create an account, once you buy these cards, they'll be in your MetaMask wallet. You can list it on OpenSea, you can list it on here, but also if you decide, you know what, I don't want this website to have my cards anymore, even though it's very convenient for people to resell or sell on this actual website. But in fact, if you want to obtain these cards, a physical copy, then this is how it would work. So you go over here to the redemption page. So basically this link right here, courtyard.io/redeem. This is basically what happens. You basically fill in this form, which is a KYC form. This basically gets to know your customer form. And it asks you for your name, address, your credit card information, anything that basically allows them to know that you're a real person, you have to fill that out. So once you end up filling out this information, then there's going to be a 3-day grace period where they're going to review your KYC information. Then what they're going to do is that they're going to burn your NFT once you approve of the shipping fee. So they burn your NFT, meaning it's no longer going to be tokenized. And then that NFT is now going to be sent to you. And so that's what's interesting about this whole process. I'm in the midst of it right now, so it's really exciting to see that this is one of the ways to do it. But honestly, I found a lot of great entry prices on this actual website. Now, let's talk about the other side. If you don't want to do courtyard.io because you're not into NFTs, then you're going to want to go to eBay, because this is the actual way you can skip all that, get into physical copies. So when I go into eBay, the thing that I want to look at the most is Veefriends 10, which that allows me to see which cards are graded at the 10 level. So 10 is one of the highest or the highest rank for your quality of your actual collectible card. So as you can see here, there's PSA 10, and you see that a lot of them range between 200 or even higher than that for each card. And again, these are the highest quality cards out there. And usually I like to sort by the newly listed rather than the best match, because you get to see somebody that this recently listed their NFTs. But again, you don't have to do that. You can look at the best match. Again, it'll show you the best ranked collectible cards you can buy. Again, you have to do your own research. I'm not going to spend all day talking about how this video is going to run or which cards to collect. That's something that you need to connect with the community with, which they're helpful for, and we will talk about that. But another tool is looking up for Veefriends. Type in GOO. What does GOO stand for? Gary Originally Owned. That's what it really means. So say for instance, if we look at this card right here, we can see that this is $110. Right now it's a 10 mint, so it's actually a qualified 10 graded card. But also if you look on the back of the card, it says right here, Gary Originally Owned. So right now, this is definitely one of those collectibles I think you may want to look out for. And again, this is a common base card. So is that a good price for $110? Well, that's up for you to decide. Now, let's talk about the rarities, right? We got to talk about the grading services, because you must be asking yourself, what does it matter to have a grade 9, a grade 9.5, or a 10? And who from? Well, a lot of people have suggested using PSA, because PSA is one of the most commonly traded grading services out there. And also, it's commonly on Pokemon cards, sport cards, not just Veefriends. So PSA is one of the most recognized brands. And regarding CGC, what I've heard on the sideline is that CGC partnered with Gary V to start, I think, those grading services, right? So you notice that in the previous slide, we talked about the card that had GOO, which is Gary Originally Owned, label in the back. And I think that's one of the benefits of CGC cards that are graded within the 9 or higher up to 10. So that's the only benefit. But I also heard that maybe CGC may not be around, but again, CGC is very new. So it's up to you to decide if you want to stick with a more established brand, which is PSA, or CGC, which is a little bit more newer. Maybe those cards could be valued a lot more later on down the road, but I heard the customer service for CGC isn't as amazing as PSA. Now let's talk about those boxes that I mentioned earlier in the video. So if you want to look for these boxes, all you need to do, I think the most rarest box is the pink box, right? There's the orange and then there's the green, but the pink box is something that I'm looking out for. So right now I would type in Veefriends pink box, and you'll see down here, there's plenty of them. Now keep in mind that the boxes that you need to look out for are the sealed boxes. Yes, the sealed stickers, because the sealed stickers tell you that these boxes have not been opened, as you can see here. So don't confuse it for actual boxes that have been opened. As you can see here, this one does not have a sealed sticker on it, which means that this has been opened. And there are also some people who are just selling the boxes, right? So be very careful. If you see something for $30, it says box only, do not buy it, because if you don't have cards in it, it's not a great value. But if you just want the box, there you go, $30, it's not that bad. Now, a last thing I want to share with you is the most grail of grails of those boxes, which is Veefriends cat box, which is something that I typed up on the top. Now, the cat box is one of the most valued boxes out there. It doesn't matter if it's green, orange, or pink. No matter what, anything with a cat on it could give the possibility that there's some rare cards in that box out of those 13 decks. And that's why you're seeing on here the price value is pretty high. But again, right now you can buy one for $450, you can buy one for $455. Again, it keeps going. So keep that in mind. There's not that many of them, as you can see, but that's a great tip nonetheless. And again, if you're very confused of what to buy and what to understand, don't worry, I had the exact same thing. I did not understand a single thing because there's literally so much to learn. But again, the community's there to help you. So if you follow Veefriends on their Twitter page and you join their Discord, or Veefriends Cards on their actual Twitter page, there's a community that's willing to answer all of your questions. And also, there's some people that possibly could give you great deals on those collectible cards, because I definitely think that the resale value on these cards are absolutely phenomenal. And I definitely think we're very early in this. And talking about community members, I want to give a huge shout out to Shells. Shells I've known for a couple years now in the NFT space. And for about a year and a half, I've noticed that she's been knees deep totally in the Veefriends universe, and seeing her journey through this has really garnered my interest, and the only reason why I really stepped up to the plate and started looking into all of this. And so give a shout out to Shells. Be sure to follow her Twitter page if you haven't already. And the last thing I want to share with everybody is, again, on August 9th through 11th in 2024 of next year, VCon is happening here in Los Angeles. So this is another reason why I think everybody should get really excited for this event, and also look into the NFTs of both Series 1, Series 2, and also there's collectible cards. There's also a ton of other things, such as their toys, also the Gary Vee book, so much more. So be sure to follow VCon and also Gary Vee himself on their Twitter page to learn more. So with that said, if you like what you've seen, like what you heard, please leave a comment down below. Let me know your questions. Again, we're going to create more videos about this. This is just episode 1 of many series episodes regarding Veefriends ecosystem and the universe. So with that said, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button and join our Patreon page to receive all of our alpha calls and buy and sell orders, both NFTs, cryptocurrencies, and also collectibles such as Veefriends. Till then, see you guys and girls next time.